Hey, Dragon Slayers. Right now, I am 116, and that's about an hour after eating. Had a few carbs. Pretty delicious. So, today's video is all about how to break a 5-day fast. So, after much trial and error, I found a way to break a 5-day fast with zero gastro distress, and I hope that my method works for you too. As a general rule of thumb, you want to spend at least 1 day recovering for every 2 to 3 days you spent fasting. So when you break a 30 to 48 hour fast, you want to have a 3 hour recovery period. When breaking a 3 day fast, you want to have a 3 to 6 hour recovery period. And then for a 5 day fast, you're going to want to do the initial 6 hour recovery period and then avoid meat for the first day. So, what this is going to look like is step one, you would have the cup of bone broth, take your probiotic, and eat 1 serving of fermented vegetables of any kind. I usually have pickles, okra, radish, cabbage, kimchi, any of those. And then you're going to wait 2 hours. Step two would be to drink broths or soups of any kind. You just make sure that they contain little to no fat. Onions, you might want to avoid onions and garlic, and because it can give some people gastro distress. You also can have more fermented vegetables at this time, and after you consume that, wait another hour. Then step three is going to be the same thing, except you wait 30 minutes. Step four is the same thing, wait 30 minutes. Step five is going to be the same thing, except this time you can add in onions or garlic if you want to. You can have a little bit of fat. I'd limit it to about a tablespoon or less. And then you can have a little bit of protein. Well, actually, on this one, I take that back. You don't want to incorporate the protein just yet, not from a 5-day fast. So then step six, you're going to have, the avocado. And you can sometimes have more. You can also have more fermented vegetables if you want to. Then wait an hour, and then you can continue to do this essentially for the rest of the day. So after your slow 6 hour ramp up, you can eat unlimited vegetables for the rest of the day. And it's not until the next day that I'd recommend you incorporating meat. But I would still stick to the meats that are not red meat, because red meat is the hardest meat to digest. So, the foods that you absolutely never want to break any kind of fast with, especially an extended fast, are sugar, processed foods, carbs, and alcohol. Those are terrible for your insulin. They're going to just shoot your blood sugar up and your insulin through the roof, and it's going to just be a very bad experience for your body. So, the foods that you can have after a 5-day fast, but I would start with small amounts, right? So you can have some fat, but not within the first 1 to 3 hours, or sorry, 3 to 4 hours. You can have the garlic and onions after that, right? You really might want to avoid the eggs for the first 6 hours. You want to definitely, for the first like 4 hours, avoid nuts and nut butters, seed and seed butters, raw vegetables, green leafies are fine, dairy products, and then red meat, of course, because that's the hardest of all the meats to break or to break a fast with. It's the hardest of all the meats to digest. So some people are extra sensitive. So you'd follow this protocol for day one. Day two, you would only eat seafood, shellfish, non red meats, and then you wouldn't introduce red meats until day three. So that's a quick overview of how to break a 5-day fast. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember that together, you and I will slay the dreaded diabetes dragon.